to hit the ball, and we are underway. Caden Weegan will let it go out the back of the end zone. Caleb Johnson. Left side, Caleb goes for about 4. Here's the offensive front. And it's a veteran group. They played a lot of ball together. And the backs and receivers, obviously, Caleb Johnson, the number 2 running back in the country. Luke Lachey, the tight end, an All-American type candidate, back and healthy. And that is a big part of their offense. 2 tight ends in there, in fact, right now on 2nd down and 6, Addison, Ostrenga, and Lachey. They'll keep it on the ground. And this one's going nowhere. Going to be a loss of a yard. Fired up defense. Tyleik Williams, who has missed the last 2 games, has the opening tackle for the Buckeyes. And here is the front, led by Jack Sawyer, the captain. Williams, who just made that tackle. The linebackers, a good group. Cody Simon, another one of the captains. The back end, Denzel Burke, already with a couple of interceptions. A secondary that a lot of people around college football would love to have. So 3rd down and 6. Iowa 45% of their 3rd down conversions so far through a month of the season. McNamara, 4-man rush down the middle, got it complete on the fly, and it's Reese Vander Zee, the freshman receiver, and he's got a 1st down.
Just enough for this Iowa offense to be able to throw the ball underneath, get a zone look for the Buckeyes in the secondary. Nice protection, not having to hold the ball too long. 3rd and medium would be nice for Iowa. They don't want those early sacks or early loss of yardage.
So 1st down at the 40. That's Large, the fullback H-back, who's going to come up and lead the way for Johnson, who got a couple, maybe 3. Again, Ohio State, they come in giving up only 62 yards rushing on the ground. That's 3rd best in the country. So it's going to be a little bit tough sledding for the number 2 running back in the country, and Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, he has really broke out, hasn't he? Having a healthy offensive line and a healthy Caleb Johnson is a good formula.
There he is, number 2. Giante, Boise State, number 1. That's the average per game. That's pretty strong. 171 yards on the ground per game. They fake it to him this time. McNamara slips, sidearms it, and got it complete, but it's going to be a loss of a yard. Luke Lachey made the catch.
Your body on a quarterback and slant him to the ground.
So far, no stoppage of play. So I guess we play on. 3rd down and 9. McNamara scanning the field. Sawyer's coming from behind again. He got away. Throws on the run. Man there. Did he trap it? He did not hang on. At the punting unit. Reese Dakin set to kick. And this one's going to roll inside the 10 to the 9 at the 12-yard line after the punt. And on the first carry, it's Travion Henderson for about 4. With the lineup he's got. Here's his first throw out in the flat. Going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down to Emeka Ibuka. 3rd down and a yard. That's Travion Henderson. And he's got a big hole up the middle. A transfer from Ole Miss, and Travion Henderson, who's in there right now, and gets the carry. Little hesitation run. Ibuka, the man in motion. Flare out in the flat to Henderson. Nothing doing. 49% on the year for Ohio State. Howard outside. Ooh, dangerous throw.
Kind of tries to climb away from him. He just pushes him out of the way.
Quinn Schulte, the safety, got a mouthful of that stiff arm from Judkins on that run. They fake it to him here and come back the other way. Complete on the run. Kazmarek, the tight end. 1st down at the 40 of the Hawkeyes. Buckeyes with another 1st down. Here's a toss to Judkins, trying to get to the edge. Another stiff arm, successful again, and he got about 7. College and the pros, now the offensive coordinator here in Columbus. Howard rips it outside. What a catch. Empty backfield. Howard's going to take off with it. Here we'll see the wheels. 5 for 5 through the air. And no gain on this one. 13th play of the drive coming up. The duration's been 7 minutes, as you see there. 3rd down and 3. And this time it's a first down run in the pistol set. They fake it to him on the roll. The throw to the end zone is a touchdown. Ohio State. Emeka Egbuka. Up and good.
Nice way to start.
Boy,
14-play drive.
Caden Weegan, Max White, the deep men. This one, they're going to let it go. First down at the 25. Toss sweep, Caleb Johnson. McNamara under center. They fake the stretch play, wants to throw out in the flat, and got it there, but what a lick. 3rd down and long. Not what Iowa wanted to get themselves into. McNamara, late pressure, got it, complete. Jazzy and Patterson in the backfield for the first time for the Hawkeyes at the 49-yard line. He gets the carry. And they've had a couple of good plays here now in the first quarter, trailing by 7. 2nd down and 6. Blitz coming off the edge. The throw goes the other way, and it's complete. They bring Gill in motion. McNamara, quick throw, got it to Gill again. 3 times on this drive. First down. On a beautiful day in Central Ohio. Buckeyes, the number 3 team in the country, looking to go to 5-0. The Hawkeyes 3-1. Their only loss, a 1-pointer to their cross-state rival Iowa State earlier this year. Caleb Johnson, nothing there. Maybe a loss of a yard.
Stuff. They're trying to run at that nickel defense for Ohio State. Bring the tight end large in motion. Watch the motion and watch it get stuffed right in the hole. That's what blows up the play. Not getting knocked down, not giving up space.
You can tell Tyleik Williams is ready to play after missing a couple of games. He was in on the tackle as he was on a couple in the first quarter. 2nd down and 10. The rushing game of Iowa that averages 250 a game having trouble today, but the air game has helped the cause a little bit as Luke Lachey makes the catch.
Well, one good news for this Iowa football team starting out is Caden McNamara has been sharp. He's missed 1 play when he's rolled out, a big chance for a play, but all in all, in the pocket, he has been sharp in this game. 7 for 8.
Put that one right on Luke Lachey, whose daddy Jim was an All-American here at Ohio State. 3rd down and 4. McNamara out to Caleb Johnson in the flat, and he slipped and went down, tried to make a cut back inside that may have gotten him the first down, but nothing doing.
That was a nice defensive play by the linebacker unit for Ohio State that time. Again, forced inside from where their help is. Sonny Styles gets out there, knows he's got Simon coming in to help him, turns it back in, and the Buckeye defense get the stop.
Caleb Johnson knowing that had a chance had he kept his footing. This will be a 51-yard field goal attempt by Drew Stevens. His long this year is 47. This one just outside the left upright, no good. After the missed field goal, Ohio State takes over at their own 33-yard line.
Yes, I'd be careful right now about Jeremiah Smith. He has not been targeted yet in this game.
Keep it on the ground, Travion Henderson. And he goes for 5 or 6.
Great matchup up here. 2 really good football players. Iowa's best cover corner.
Howard throws on the run. Egbuka, another first down and out of bounds. Emeka with a touchdown catch. That is our score so far.
You know what you love about Will Howard is his maturity. He's not trying to force the ball anywhere.
Right.
He's taking the play that presents himself. Everybody likes the big play, but if you're patient with these and you're accurate with these, the big play will happen.
3 wideouts for Will this time. Right at the midfield stripe. Got some pressure, got to get rid of it, and did. And it's going to be about a 3-yard gain as Brandon Ennis makes the catch. Another guy that is kind of quiet, but he shows signs that maybe he could be a really good wide receiver too.
Embarrassment of riches on this Ohio State receiving corps. In is their punt returner. We asked Coach, Chip Kelly said, oh yeah, this guy is a special player. But when you have Tate, Smith, and Ibuka ahead of you, hard to find playing time.
That's right.
He said we will use 4 receivers in the game. I think they just did.
And they're going to, again, 2nd down and 8, empty backfield. Howard's going to keep it, though. This is a run all the way for the quarterback, and he slips and goes down, much like Caleb Johnson did on the last drive.
So looking at Ohio State, I think it goes all the way back to J.T. Barrett, since Ohio State has really called running plays. You know, when Justin Fields was
for the quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback. Yes, good point. At quarterback called runs. Justin Fields kind of did it off the passing game.
Yeah.
You know, C.J. Stroud didn't want to do it. But they're going to, as the season goes along, take more advantage of the running skills for Will Howard.
Will is perfect so far, 8 for 8 for 60 yards, including 6 for 6 on their touchdown drive. 3rd down and 6 here. Howard, he's still perfect, but it's short of the 1st down. His favorite target, Ibuka again. And Jay Higgins made the tackle to prevent the 1st down.
We talked about that offensive line. Watch how they work together to give the quarterback enough time. Good job passing off the stunt by this Iowa front. They're going to crisscross. The offensive line passes along and takes it. Donovan Jackson, Ness talked about him early. He's in there. Did a good job of picking up the stunt.
So it's 4th down and 2. They're going to go for it. Ohio State 6 out of 8 on 4th down conversions this year. And they go for it at the 42-yard line. It's Will Howard all the way. I don't think so. No, he's short. He has been.
I think if you're
that one underthrower, he'd be perfect.
Yep, a big play, and they've had trouble producing big passing plays.
Caleb Johnson hasn't been able to break one yet, and he won't this time either. Maybe got a half yard. That's about it. The last 2 timeouts here, they've honored the 50th anniversary Big Ten champion 1974 team and the 45th anniversary of the 79 Big Ten champion team. Gary had a great line.
There's 100,000 people, and they still got 9 more teams to introduce. 5,000 of the people in the stands have won Big Ten championships here.
So Kirk Ferentz said to us the other day, he said, I looked back as far as I could, and you had a chance against these guys pre-1900.
Exactly. Like they always haven't been good, right?
2nd down and 9. Fumble. I think one of the linemen got back on top of it, but a bad exchange. And that was almost... It was Hayden Large, their fullback, who got on it.
And that would be a disaster for Iowa. In their 3 wins, they have not turned the ball over 1 time. In their only loss, they had 2 turnovers against Iowa State.
So Hayden Large, right there, makes an extra large play to keep possession of the football for Iowa. But it's still 3rd down and 11. Play clock, got the snap away. McNamara throws and completes it across midfield. And it's Boy, this time, can be dangerous as a punt return man if he gets his hands on it.
Correct.
And they're going to go on a fake.
I think, did Iowa call timeout? I don't think they liked the look.
One of the officials was pointing that they called a timeout. And apparently they did.
Was that a guy or was that the pylon?
Okay. Whoever invented the pylon.
Exactly.
And now the punt. And it goes out of bounds. Let's see where they're going to spot this, around the 15. Oh, they're coming out all the way to the 20. Whoa.
Boy, not very good,
No.
was it?
No.
All things considered.
First down at the 28 after a bad punt by the Hawkeyes. On the ground, Judkins broke a tackle. Quinshawn still going. First down. Blitz coming, throw back to the wide receiver, Jeremiah Smith. And the ball came out at the end. And still loose. I'm not sure who's got it. The Hawkeyes say they do, and they do. Smith was maybe on his way to a big gainer or even a touchdown, but he lost the handle.
So I think right now Kirk Ferentz is saying, I made the right decision. I did not want to give Ohio State the ball on the 50-yard line. If we did not make it, the ball goes to the freshman who's having the great year, but a tackle.
Jay Higgins.
Is it Jay coming back? Was it him? Remember.
Caleb Johnson trying to go wide. Got a block from his tight end and got the edge, at least momentarily. Jacob Gill, I should say, has been his main target on a flea flicker. Down the sideline, overshot everybody, and it was Jacob Gill, the intended receiver. Empty backfield from the 33. McNamara got some heat down the middle, and he throws a strike. And a big first down. Gill in motion. Patterson in the backfield. Jazian flanking McNamara in the shotgun. Vanderzee, the motion man. Safety blitz coming. That one's too far in front of his intended receiver.
Passing play with an all-out blitz here.
Buckeyes show a lot of guys up front. Here they come. McNamara backpedaling, and incomplete. So Reese Dakin's going to have to punt. His last punt was not a good one. This one almost was.
Will Howard is licking his chops.
Off the play fake down the middle. It's tipped, incomplete. Under the direction of Phil Parker, the longtime defensive coordinator. They'll keep it on the ground this time. Big opening up the middle. Quinshon Judkins with another big run. Here's an end around to Smith. Jeremiah Smith weaving his way to the sideline. He'll pick up about 14. So part of that rushing yardage by the freshman wideout. Empty backfield on 1st and 10. Howard flares it out to Judkins. This time not gonna. And Howard's gonna keep it. Will Howard broke one tackle. He's very close to the first down. Might have it. First down. Will Howard loads up. He's going to go short and gets it to Abuko. Only about a 2-yard gain. Travion Henderson back in the backfield. Now Howard's going deep. Man, there is Smith. Incomplete. Nice coverage. Here comes the blitz. Howard. Caden Weegan waits on the other end as McGuire is going to force a fair catch around the 70-yard line. Iowa, an extra offensive lineman from their own 5-yard line. Toss, sweep, Patterson going to lose another yard. McNamara throws it to Caleb. And he only got it back out to the 8 or 9-yard line. And
got a good one.
Needed a good one. Innes has to call a fair catch at the 45-yard line. Howard again flares it out away from Jeremiah Smith. They didn't take advantage of that turnover, though. Howard, late hit, and there's the interception Gary was talking about, and it's Castro. Sebastian Castro had 3 interceptions last year. Here's his first one of 2024.
And there was a bit of pressure. He could feel it coming right up the middle, a stunt to the outside. But Castro did a great job of running under this route. Had a tough matchup against a good player.
They're going to bring it. McNamara sidearms it and incomplete. McNamara not going to have time. Down he goes. Could be the final play of the half. And they'll keep it on the ground. Caleb Johnson, as much of the game has been about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Trying to stay that way. The once beaten Hawkeyes of Iowa, just one blemish on their record, a 1-point loss to Iowa State. And they're trying to pull an upset on the road. Drew Stevens to kick to open the 3rd quarter. Brandon Ennis is going to bring it out from about 2 yards deep and runs into one of his own men, and he's not even going to make it to the 15-yard line with their worst field position of the day at the 14-yard line. But they're going to get positive yardage here for Quinshon Judkins, who of the two has been the best tailback between he and Travion Henderson. Jenny?
Well, Coach Farron's telling me that they need to play well in all 3 phases of the game, that this is going to be a total team effort if they want to come out on top. And he said, we really need to get our run game going. I asked him about Caleb Johnson. You know, he missed a lot of series at the end of the first half, and he said he is completely fine. They're just trying to mix things up offensively, guys.
All right, we'll see if he gets in gear in the second half, coming in as the number 2 rusher in the country, and nothing to show for it today. Judkins, meanwhile, having a good day and a first down run there.
So if you're this Iowa defense, you can't get down on yourself with Ohio State running the ball and making 6, 8 yards or 2 runs for a first down. Remember, their philosophy is, again, as we talked about, force them to take the long route. Keep that explosive play off the board. So far, with the 4th down play and 2 turnovers, been the story of the game.
Yep. Their long route was our only score of the day, 88 yards in 14 plays. And they're just going to keep pounding it if they can, and it's working so far. That's about a 4-yard gain on forward progress. Will Howard run all the way. And he's close to the first down. I think a little bit short, couple of feet.
Yeah, Nick Johnson that time, the inside linebacker, did a good job of taking on the blocker and turning that in. Iowa went with their, took out their nickel package. They had 3 linebackers, but watch Johnson come down here and take this play on. It's not always pretty. I mean, you got the quarterback running. This is quarterback power. Takes on the blocker, blows it up, and it's about as good as you could have done on a play.
We talk also so much about Jay Higgins and having 171 tackles like near Nick Jackson at 110. And this time Howard's going to get the first down and shows his power out to the 40-yard line.
So all year, Ohio State has kind of been not willing to run their quarterback. But now with the success in here by those defensive tackles on short yardage, they've had to pull the trigger to run the ball.
You asked both Ryan Day and Chip Kelly yesterday, are we going to see 18 with his legs a little bit more now that we're a third of the way through the season? They said, you probably will. And we have several times today. This time he's going to throw. Maybe. Got it. Complete. Aguka. Pick up a 9.
Again, the style, the deep zone, plenty of time. The key here, watch the coverage by this Iowa defense. They're going to drop into a zone, force the ball in front of them, just give you the space out here to the sideline. Do you have enough time to come to your 3rd receiver? They did.
And he's been their number 1 receiver for Will Howard today so far. Pickup of 9, 2nd and short. Travion Henderson now in the backfield. They fake it to him. And Howard trying to get wide. That one won't work. And courtesy of Jay Higgins, who says, I see you.
I thought Will was going to go deep to short on this sprint out this time, but he did not. Had this receiver wide open down the sideline right here. If he'd have just sprinted and looked at his number 1 guy going deep, he had a big play right there. Got him wide open, but Will is kind of zoomed in on the comeback to the outside. Had potential big play.
Jay Higgins was zoomed in on Howard and is forcing a 3rd down and 6. Four-man rush. Howard standing tall, going deep. Man there. Jeremiah Smith. 1st and goal, Ohio State.
Do you think he saw my telestrator thing of the deep guy open?
I think he might have.
Starts out in the same spot. The wide receiver, kind of a double move with double coverage, by the way. Playing in and out on the play. Schulte inside, Harris to the outside, and the double move and the time to throw the ball, getting the deep throw.
And the biggest play of the day, 53 yards to the freshman sensation Jeremiah Smith, and it's 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. The Buckeyes threatening on their opening drive, 3rd quarter. Extra tight ends in there up front. And it's going to be a fade to the corner, though, to Smith. Oh, he one-handed it again.
Man.
How many times is this kid going to do this year? So 60 of those yards courtesy of Jeremiah Smith, who just exploded on the scene here.
Down 14-0.
The Buckeyes all season have made people play from behind. Weegan is going to field this one at the goal line. He's going to have to wait a couple years. And now the ball is out. Mistake made. Cody Simon with the fumble recovery. Right, but now they all come in a tight set. They'll give it to Travion. No, yes they will. Travion Henderson for about 4. Let's check in with Jenny.
Well, guys, not everyone knows that Seattle Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith is Jeremiah Smith's cousin. Now, earlier this year, Geno predicted that Jeremiah was going to be, quote, the best wide receiver ever. When I asked Jeremiah about it, he said, yeah, people have been telling me that for a long time. I feel the same way. He has LeBron James tweeting at him. Guys, he told me he's just focused on being the best version of himself each and every day.
Yeah,
very quiet guy, the coaches say.
I think that's what he does best. He keeps a level head and not get too caught up in it. Just keep the celebrations to when you do the one-handers.
Ohio State great in the red zone. They're great again here. Travion Henderson, 1st and goal, around the 4.
So this is what you wonder about, you know, this Ohio State offense. You got to feed everybody. And again, right up at it, that offensive line rebuilt. Seth McLaughlin coming from Alabama. He gets in on the middle linebacker that time and makes that play go.
The umpire's lucky he didn't get run over at the end of this. Travion blasting through everybody.
Yeah, McLaughlin was able to get onto Higgins, man-to-man, just enough.
Iowa hasn't allowed a rushing touchdown all season long. They hadn't allowed a touchdown on an opening drive in a couple years either. But here's another touchdown on the ground, and it's Will Howard for the score. Extra point coming up from Jaden Fielding. And right now, Ohio State early. Didn't get it to the 20-yard line. This one they'll let go. And out to the 25. McNamara under center. Jacob Gill's been his favorite target. That was the motion man there. And his brother's on the team as well. 2nd down and 12. Vanderzee was in motion. Going to flare it out to him. McNamara fires, nice throw, but Lachey got it.
What a play.
Mixed emotions, especially at the tailgate.
His
outside.
heart was pumping on that one.
1st down, a big 1st down. Now Caleb Johnson trying to get something going, and there he goes. And he's had 12 of those this year. Make it 13 now because that one was 28 yards. They're going to feed him again, and he's met right in the hole, and down he goes for a loss. Empty backfield. McNamara down the middle. Might have been tipped, but Lachey got it.
That's always been the game plan for Iowa.
They've had some great tight ends. Lachey another one of them. McNamara. This one's intercepted. Picked off. Down the sidelines going Davison Ignosin, and he's knocked out of bounds, so there's a turnover back to the Buckeyes. Judkins, big opening off the left side. Quinshon with a collision and keeps on moving for another 14-yard gain.
Late flag on the play.
This is going to be the first penalty of the game, believe it or not.
Holding.
And it's coming back.
74.
Quinshon Judkins having a big day. Keeps adding to it. Army-Navy 5-0. And man, they're scoring points, and they're doing it in different fashion than we've ever seen. Here's a throw out to Ennis. Complete. Going to bring up 3rd down. Will Howard, interception today, but a touchdown through the air, couple on the ground. Part of Ohio State's 307 yards so far. And another 3rd down and a long one. 3rd down and 11. Agbuka's been his top receiver. Jeremiah Smith had the biggest play of the day for Ohio State. This one goes to Jeremiah Smith. Broken tackle. Didn't get the first down, but it's going to be 4th down at about 1.5 yards.
And now you want to full across the field throw that time to the outside. And then the extra yards after the catch here, I think puts Ryan Day into a decision. Does he kick the field goal or does he go for it?
He's big, he's slippery, and he's fast. And he catches everything that's even close to him. Almost a late hit out of bounds. So 4th down coming up.
I think he's challenging his team right here. Are they going to?
4th down and about 2.5. They fake it to Judkins. They go down the middle, and it's Ennis. And it's 1st down at the 11-yard line for number 11.
Pretty easy look right here if you have the play on. Outside technique. See how he's favoring the outside of the receiver? At that point, Will Howard says, I have the opportunity to throw the slant. He does. Boy, 4th and short, and you have that in your repertoire. That's the maturity and the trust.
You go for
they
21.
Have in Will Howard, right?
21 yards before they could track him down. And back in the red zone again, where they've been perfect today. 3 for 3. And a ball on the ground. Howard's just going to cover it as he's trying to hand it off to Judkins.
I think Judkins thought he was keeping it. You know, a lot of those plays, the quarterback has the ability to keep it, and the running back, you know, if I don't have it, he must.
That's right. Well, he eventually got on it, but little mesh point right here was a little bit of confusion right there. And
yeah, you can tell right now that Quinshon Judkins thought that Will Howard was going to keep it, or maybe even tried to keep it.
So that backs it up to the 15. Howard, plenty of time. To the end zone again. Caught by Agbuka, touchdown. Wow, this receiving core is something special. Jaden Fielding's extra points. And here in the 3rd quarter that is almost over. Will Howard's had a hand in all of the Buckeyes touchdowns. Weegan will let this one go. Let's go back to that last touchdown drive here.
After the interception, it was 6 plays. Remember, it was 1st and 20. This was the 3rd down play that Smith gets it into position just enough to go for it on 4th down. And then not only 4th down, an RPO slant to Brandon Ennis that sets up another one of those fades to the outside to those, you know, as Wink Martindale said, one of those werewolf guys.
Yep,
You can just do it no matter if they're covered.
So that's desperation. 4th quarter plus 13 seconds for Iowa. Caleb Johnson, pickup of about 4. That should close out quarter number 3. Cade McNamara trying to get his offense in gear, and he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out again, and it's another turnover. This time Kenyatta Jackson comes up with it.
I think it was Ty Hamilton, number 58, that forced the turnover on the play. Let's see if it was Ty on the play. Pushes him back. Yes, it was. Pushed his offensive guard, Colby Connor, back into.
By the Hawkeyes. Buckeyes looking to add more to the ledger here, and they might get more. Travion Henderson with a stiff arm, and out of bounds, a gain of 10, or so it appears. Schulte knocked him out of bounds.
See, I was thinking about right now, if you're up there and you're Chip Kelly, you're going, all right, now I got to think about spreading the ball out. Oh my guys, there's a lot of guys to feed on this offense right here. A lot of stars on this team. Who hasn't had enough touches? Maybe it was this guy. We go with Travion.
AT&T pylon cam. That is not a pylon cam shot, but that's Chip up in the booth. And it is a 1st down run to the 17-yard line. Henderson again got to the 15 before he's dragged down by Y.A. Black.
Just think about how much it helps both Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson to have the other guy on the field.
Right.
You know, I mean, you don't get beat up as it's a long season where Ohio State wants to go. you know, they play 15, 16 games maybe this year. You got two guys that keep them both fresh.
Quinshon told us yesterday we push each other at practice, we cheer for each other during the game, and we really don't care who's getting the rock. Right now it's Travion. And broke one tackle. Got it down inside the 10 to the 9.
And we talked about early in this game, was this offensive line for Ohio State good enough? Was it national championship good enough against a formidable opponent up front for this Iowa? Grown men, a system. And overall, the whole game, I think they've stepped up. Again, Seth McLaughlin doing the combo block, getting up on the linebacker. Good performance by that offensive line.
Running behind that line, Henderson's got it to the 5. First and goal, Ohio State.
So if you're going to bring in NFL transfers, it almost doesn't even seem fair. I mean, Ohio State has all these players coming back, and then they go out and get 3 key players. Seth McLaughlin right up the middle, the center from Alabama, and you get the quarterback, and then you get Quinshon Judkins. 3 guys to come in here to fit perfectly on this offense for Ohio State for smash and dash.
Both averaging over 6 a carry. That's Quinshon on the sideline, cheering for number 32, who stays in there. First and goal. Henderson maybe got a yard out of that. Deontay Craig closed in on him in a hurry.
See, one of the things you're doing if you're Chip Kelly, you go, oh, wait a second here. Travion only has 7 carries.
Yeah, you know, Quinshon's got 9.
Yeah, we got to make sure that I don't have to have a meeting with him on Monday.
Quinshon comes in now. So one goes out, the other comes in. Dashes out, smashes in.
Right now it's 11-10, Travion.
Howard, he goes for a yard. So you got those 2 guys, All-American tailbacks, and then you got to pick your poison with a 6'5", 240-pound quarterback carrying it.
Yeah, 30 carries. 31 carries, 21 by the tailback position and 10 by the quarterback, and they've rushed for 172 yards.
And Iowa only gave up 62 yards a game coming in on the ground.
Good point.
Which was 4th in the country, right behind Ohio State, in fact. 3rd down and goal. Quinshon Judkins stays in there. And whistle. At the 3-yard line of Iowa. Quinshon Judkins in the backfield with Will Howard. He's going to throw for it, though, to the corner, and it's caught. Agbuka again. Touchdown, Ohio State.
I'm not getting the touches. It came to him, and he was ready.
He's getting them today.
10 right here.
So Iowa, let's see if they go to the backup quarterback, Brendan Sullivan. 48 yards on 12 carries, but 28 of that came on 1 carry. He's got another one here, so he's up to around 50, as we mentioned. Brendan Sullivan in for Caden McNamara. We thought we might see him today, but we thought it would be in a running situation near the goal line, and they haven't gotten close enough for him to do that.
You know what's interesting about the big picture for Iowa? You know, Caden McNamara did not play a bad game. Maybe missed 1 big throw, okay, early in the game. But it doesn't look, at least against Ohio State, that the passing game can help the running game enough. This time now, Brendan Sullivan is more of a running quarterback. Could that open up the running game?
And here he is running with it. And he's got a big run, in fact, across midfield, all the way down to the 44-yard line.
And I don't just mean in this game. Going forward, you know, Iowa's not out of the chase. I mean, if you could finish top 3 in this league, you could be in the playoffs. But it looks to me like Iowa needs more firepower to run the ball.
And they got 30 yards on that one. Remember, their only loss coming into this one was to Iowa State, a non-conference game. This will drop them to 1-1.
And I'm not putting this game all on Caden McNamara's shoulders. I think he showed up pretty well. He does not have good matchups with wide receivers.
Here's Luke Lachey, the tight end. Another catch, another shifty move, and another first down for Lachey to the 30-yard line.
Every time he tried to go to those wide receivers, the Buckeyes defensive back were too good for him.
Well, you look at the receivers at Ohio State, you go, wow.
Right,
And you look at Iowa's, and no offense to the guys, but they can't get separation and do some of the things Ohio State's guys can.
Now, on the good side for Iowa, they might not face another secondary this good.
That's true. All the returning talent, as Gary said earlier, for Ohio State with one mission in mind: win the Big Ten and then win the whole thing.
So I would think the jump into the neutral zone.
Start. Offense number 85.
They're going to call it on Luke Lachey.
5-yard penalty.
I know,
Still
but
first
the
down.
Buckeye defensive line jumped in there. Did that kind of produce?
Yeah, both defensive tackles jumped.
I know.
That's the first penalty on Iowa. We said coming in, that's been something that they've been great at. Their discipline over the last couple of weeks.
They are, but they needed the twofer. They needed the no penalties and no turnovers.
And they didn't get that. Caleb Johnson still running. Jenny?
You got to wonder how Jim Lachey in the Ohio State radio booth is calling that one. Guys, I want to tell you more about these two. Jim's only able to catch 3 Hawkeye games in person this season, including today. He said he'll be focused on the whole game, but obviously watching Luke down there. Now, he usually wears Ohio State logos. Today, you can see he is on all neutral. Guys, Luke was recruited by the Buckeyes, but they wanted to gray shirt him, and he said, you know what, go where you are really wanted. He knew Coach Ferentz for many years. Iowa ended up to be the perfect fit, guys.
Caleb Johnson's going to trot in with a touchdown for Iowa, as he finally got an opening, and that'll help pad his stats a little bit. 28-yard touchdown run.
Nice sneaky little play here to kind of throw that Buckeye defense and confuse them a little bit. Orbit motion behind, and then Caleb Johnson, he's the real deal. But the real deal needs blocking, too.
But the real deal is playing against some of the backup defenders on Ohio State, too. So you have to bring that into consideration. Yeah. But finally, there's no shutout.
I think he ran through Arvell Reese. They're a pretty good football player, but you're right. They do have a lot of different players in.
Extra points. Drew Stevens up and good.
I felt there was momentum. That Zook would say that about momentum, though. I felt that coming out.
He's taking a shot.
Exactly.
Yeah. He gets the mic last.
He does. He deserves it.
Sure he does. Fair catch. Ohio State will bring it out. Quinshon Judkins in the backfield will get the carry. Ooh, man, head on against Jay Higgins. That's been a battle all day long. 34, a lot of respect there. He helps Judkins up after another tackle by number 34. Down to the midway point, fourth quarter. Seth McLaughlin directing traffic there from the center spot for Ohio State on 2nd down and 9. And Judkins barrels forward for 6 or 7 more.
Jay Higgins, you gotta love a guy that plays middle linebacker. That and he's just playing every play.
We said to him earlier, who's your linebacker guys you watch? He says Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher, Luke Kuechly, Bobby Wagner, and Patrick Willis. That was his, I guess, his Mount Rushmore of linebackers. He's going to be a really, really good one. He already is.
Yeah, there's going to be guys playing middle linebacker for Iowa in the future that's going to say Jay Higgins.
That's right. That's my favorite guy. And going to be close to a first down.
No, did not make it.
Jalen Watson and Higgins combined on the stop. 4th down.
Wonder if Iowa, as they get the ball back here, will keep Caleb Johnson in the game. He's at 86 yards. He's gained 100 in every game this year. Do they try to get him? No one at Iowa has done it every game all season since Sean Green, all the way back, right?
Yep, 13 in a row he went. And Kirk Ferentz said, I mentioned that to Caleb the other day. It's not about just doing it 1 week, 2 weeks. It's about doing it every week.
And I think you keep him engaged. You put 100 in this game, and you keep him engaged going forward.
Joe McGuire to punt. Weegan backpedals and takes on the return across the 35 and out of bounds. And they were a winner today as well. Kamari Moulton in the game. Caleb Johnson behind Brendan Sullivan. And he's hit immediately and dropped for no gain. What looks like a 35-7 or somewhere in their defeat here on the road. Sullivan trying to run himself out of trouble. Does momentarily, fakes the throw, and he's run out of bounds. This one backs him up to about the 8-yard line. Made one man miss, but not the second. And I mean, that's a competitor. And Jack said, yeah, well, we'll see how physical he can be today.
He said, I don't blame him for saying that, but kind of fired us off.
Yeah. I want Jack with me no matter where I go. I'll tell you that right now. Yep, absolutely. And is stuck around here. Now backing up Will Howard. And Peoples first down run through the air, 227 on the ground, and today they've done just about that same type of thing. Peoples.
You heard Chip's answer to the question.
And it's Brown on the run. Devin Brown going to try to sit down, first down. If not improved, who knows?
Did you hear somebody from the sideline say, don't lose a yard? Ohio State knew they had rushed for over 200 yards. They didn't want to go under 200 with a delay, taking a knee and lose that 200-yard rushing.
So Ryan Day goes to 61-8 in his 6th year as the head coach. And he said, you can't take a day off. It's constant pressure. You're not allowed to have a bad day. They didn't have a bad day today. That's for sure. Will Howard in particular had a great day.
Had a so-so first half, but they finished it off pretty good.
They sure did. The third quarter was all theirs.
We're going to give them some love in a second. I also want to give your defense some love because they were able to really take command of this Hawkeyes defense. A defense that you said had an identity. But what statement did your defense make today?
When you play Iowa, I mean, it's inside drill for 60 minutes, and we knew that. And so, you know, the challenge was we're going to get some feedback on how physically tough we are. And so, you know, we'll go back and watch the film, but there was some really good effort today, and a lot to build on.
Congratulations, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Come over here. You had such a strong connection today with you and Will Howard. How do you continually step up in these moments and rise to the occasion?
You got to put it in during the week in practice. That's really the only way you can build confidence throughout the week is by making the plays in practice. So, you know, me and Will had a special connection this week, and we were just making sure we were getting all the looks, doing everything we needed to do so that on Saturday when it showed up, we would make the plays.